Crime doesn't pay. That's what they tell you in school, though increasingly there's evidence that maybe it does in fact pay. Consider all those career politicians who somehow wind up rich in the end. And then there's Omar Khadr. If Khadr lived on your street, he'd probably be the richest guy in your neighborhood. How did he make his money? Well, first he joined the Taliban. During a firefight with U.S. soldiers in Afghanistan in 2002, Khadr threw a grenade that killed a Delta Force medic named Christopher Spear. For that, he went to Guantanamo Bay. He later pleaded guilty to murder there. Lucky for Khadr, he was born a Canadian citizen. So after being released from Gitmo, he sued the government of Canada for his imprisonment. And here's the remarkable thing. Canada settled with him. This month, Justin Trudeau's government awarded Khadr more than $10 million and issued an official apology for being mean to him. Prime Minister Trudeau later conceded he had not bothered to talk to Christopher Spear's widow before any of this. Instead, he defended the settlement as a win for human rights. Watch.
I can understand Canadians' concerns about the settlement. In fact, I share those concerns about the money. That's why we settled. The measure of a society, of a just society, is not whether we stand up for people's rights when it's easy or popular to do so. It's whether we recognize rights when it's difficult, when it's unpopular.
Michelle Rempel is a member of the Canadian Parliament, and she joins us tonight. Michelle, thanks a lot for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Is this a measure of the justness of Canada's society, do you think?
Well, first of all, for your viewers here tonight, I want you to know that most Canadians are absolutely outraged about this. They're outraged because of the payment itself, how the payment happened. And
this guy get it.
Well, and the thing to recognize here is this was a settlement. This wasn't any sort of payment that was awarded by a Canadian court. This lawsuit that Mr. Khadr had filed was being litigated, and there was no court ruling, right? This was something that the government decided. And so to me, that's at the core of Canadian outrage over this.
So, I mean, again, as long as we're passing out $10 million checks to people who say they've been wrong, this guy would not even be on the first 100 on that list. So you got to wonder, was this a way of giving the finger to the United States?
I think that this should have played out in a court of law.
Hardened terrorist who's bent my past, I'm not excusing it, I'm not denying it. We all do things that we wish we could change. All I can do right now is, focus on today, focus on the present, and do my best to become a productive member of society, a good person, a good human being. Time or anything. I just want to be just a normal person.